Hi, and welcome back to Roughing It Racing. Today we're going to talk a little bit about how to build an S197 Mustang. That's anything from 2005 to 2014, solid axle for racing. This is going to be a good video if you just want to do a few things to make your car a little bit quicker and sportier, all the way up to if you want to do like a bare bones race car. That's what I'm doing. You can check out my build on the channel. There's other videos. I basically go through step by step everything I've done with the car and everything that I'm doing. And if you want updates, you can check out my channel. I have an S197. I bought a 2011 with no motor from Copar. I bought a 2009 GT500 engine to put in the car. I'm building the engine up along with the suspension, brakes for the car. It's going to be a full-blown race car. I'm talking no AC, no radio, no carpet. Just a roll cage and bare metal. But if you don't want to do all that, Steeda makes pretty cool kits. So you go on Steeda's website. This right here says $2,044.95. That's not what I paid when I bought one of these kits. Steeda usually runs promotions. Check around holidays and different things like that. Sometimes just a weekend in the summer, they'll run a sale. Usually these run about $1,500. So if you're looking on building a car but taking your time, just keep an eye out on the website and look for deals. This handling pack is a pretty good place to start. So you get the competition sway bars, which is what I have on my car. You get the bump steer kit, so those tie rod ends that are adjustable. That's also what I have on my car. And this is things you want to do if you're lowering your car. So a lot of people lower the car just with lowering springs, but they forget about things like the pan hard bar. You're going to want to buy an adjustable pan hard bar if you change the ride height of your car. And you're going to want to buy a bump steer kit. Bump steer kit keeps the angle of the steering rack when you lower the vehicle, and it's super important. Another thing I would take a look at if I'm building a car, and this is all the way from a casual build to a full-blown race car, I'd go on LMR's website under their brake kits, check the year Mustang you have, and I would purchase these 6-piston Brembo brakes for $1,000. It's a good deal. It's for the front of your car, comes with the braided lines, and 6-piston Brembo brakes with 15-inch rotors. That's key. If you're racing your car, you're not going to want to use .3 fluid. You're going to upgrade to .4. Another thing to check out if you're doing any kind of build, I would go to Kenny Brown's website, and I would check out their brake duct cooling kit. That would pair super well with the 6-piston brakes, and you can use it on a daily basis or at the track. Now, if you're looking to get a little bit more serious into your build, I would still start with Steeda. So go to Steeda's website. This is for a full-blown build. And I'd start with suspension. I'd go ahead and buy things like the adjustable billet front sway bar links. I would also purchase their competition rear, front and rear sway bar. And their adjustable upper control arm for the rear of the car. An adjustable pan hard bar. The bump steer kit, and their adjustable rear control arms. So they're race ready adjustable rear control arms. That's another thing you're going to want to change. You're going to want adjustable rear control arms for the back of your car when you change the ride height of your car. So that's every suspension component down, right? Either you bought the kit and you have just their race-ready kit, and I would throw in an adjustable pan hard bar and possibly the adjustable control arms along with that kit. Or you went ahead and bought just the suspension, just the sway bars, just the adjustable front sway bar end links, just the adjustable rear control arms and upper mount and bump steer kit. And then you want something more aggressive for your shocks and struts. So if we talk about shocks and struts and coilovers, that's where we kind of get into the nitty-gritty of how much you want to spend on your car. Obviously, the kit that Steeda sells comes standard with their shocks and struts, which are good. It's a good baseline. It also comes with the springs. But if you're looking to get a little bit more aggressive, you're going to want to buy coilovers. I bought Viking coilovers for my car. That's pretty good. You can call them. You can get the same exact suspension I have for my car for $3,330. Or Fortune Auto makes the set, and they have Swift springs, which I've been told is key for coilovers. They have caster and camber plate built in, so that's something to consider. You're going to want a caster and camber plate as well if you're doing coilovers. Or even if you get like the Bilston struts, you're still going to want a camber and caster plate just so you have that level of adjustment. Adjustability is key on a race car. Or you can go to BC Racing. Go to BC Racing's homepage, series. I was looking at BC Racing's ER series. I have never used them, and I've heard mixed reviews on BC Racing, but they sell it with the Swift Springs, and they have this reservoir here for the fluid. Now, let's say you have $1 million to spend on your car, unlimited budget, and you're like, just how do I make this thing go down the track as fast as I possibly can? Say you're having problems with a neighbor and they're 1 second quicker than you and you just can't sleep at night. I would go to Kenny Brown's website first, and I would buy their front handling grip kit. That's exactly what I have for my car. I would also look at the K-Link. A very interesting design. I've personally never driven a car with a K-Link. I've heard very cool things. Now, if you're at this level with your car, you won't need things like the Panhard bar or the adjustable rear control arms because the kit's going to come with that, along with the third link mount in the back. Another good place to look, and this is big money once you're going on these sites, go to Cortex, shop by year, S197, front suspension. Now for $8,500, you can buy a double A-arm SLA front suspension with the upgraded spindles. If you're doing some of these kits, it is going to require a 2011 and above spindle for the car. Cortex also offers coilover kits, and they offer them in conjunction with their Watts link. That's another $5,000, almost $4,500. Extreme grip rear suspension. Now, that gets you the Watts link and the rear torque arm. I've never driven a car with a rear torque arm, but I did go down this rabbit hole a while back. It seems super interesting. So a torque arm might not be a bad idea. That's another way to guarantee your pinion angle there at the rear of the car. Let's talk about making your Mustang a little quicker. Now you've upgraded the suspension and the brakes, you got coilovers, or you just bought one of the standalone kits from Stita, and that's great. Say you want an extra 50, 100 horsepower. The first place I would look is the Boss 302 intake. I would try to get a cold intake and a tune as well. Then I'd start looking at headers. JBA Performance competition ready headers, $961. That's all my money, you know, but it's worth it to go fast. Another thing you're going to do if you're building a purpose race car, what I would consider is things like intake, oil pan, headers, right? All bolt-on parts. So if you're really racing this car, if you race it, you break it. And the cool thing about these oil pans and headers and parts like that, you can just rip right off the old engine and put it on the new one. So if I could go back in time, I think I would get a Gen 2 Coyote, right? Everyone talks about the 321 build. I would get a Gen 2 block, right, out of F-150. And I would do as many bolt-ons as I can to make it go quicker. I'd do a fuel system for the car with a return line. I would do headers. I would do... This oil pan actually comes off a GT500, and it looks like it comes with the oil pump and the gears as well. When I was in there, I would also do timing chains. I would try to get a Boss 302 timing set. Find a power adder. There's a lot of people that are supercharging these cars. You can literally do whatever you want. You want a supercharger, you want a pro charger. They sell it for a Mustang. That's the cool thing about Mustangs. You want to run nitrous, that's fine too. This car is more set up for handling. If you want to drag race, honestly, just get a Fox body. That's the best for your money. As far as going fast in a straight line, you can't beat a Fox body. Also, a thing to consider is the F550s do have independent rear suspension. And it's about 400 extra pounds in the car though. And it's really, once you're at this level, there's almost no difference between independent rear suspension or a solid rear axle. You're still getting 90% of the performance with 400 pounds less, and it's going to be a lot cheaper to maintain. They're a lot more durable. They can handle a lot more power, but you have to set them up right. You know, you need a Torsen differential, so it's key to have some kind of limited slip differential. You want your gearings to match your transmission. Another weak point in these Mustangs is the transmission. If you're building a serious car, you might want to consider something like I did, a T56 transmission. You can get into those for around $4,200. D&D Performance sells a kit with the SFI steel bell housing. It's a little bit safer, a little bit lighter, and if I was buying a T56 transmission, I'd want to buy that anyway. I think on their own they're like over $1,000 or around that. So this comes with it, and this is already a pretty good price to pay for a T56, 4,300 bucks, and you get the SFI bell housing. So I would check out D&D Performance for your transmission needs. I've also seen people take the GT350 transmission. It's pretty close to the T56. I think one of the gear shifts is off, right? So it's similar ratios, but it's like added a gear or missing a gear, and it ends up making one of the gear shifts awkward for a gear that you would use a lot, but I don't know, that would bother me, I think. What I found out is they also put them in vans. The 3160 Tremec 3160 transmission was in the GT350. They also were put into some kind of vans, and I found this out about transmission. So it's rated for, I don't know, 526 horsepower is what the car has stock. So we'll just say that's what the transmission's rated for, just to keep it safe. In the vans, they're rated for less power because the car weighs more. So if you take away how much the car weighs, you can get more out of your transmission. So if you want a 550 horsepower Mustang and you got all the seats and the carpet and the radio and the AC and everything you don't need out of the car to race, you could probably push that transmission up to 600 horsepower and really not have to worry about it. Allegedly. Don't come after me after you blow up your transmission. Sometimes it's just your own fault. Once you get into the T56 transmissions and you're looking at like a McLeod clutch and one of their hydraulic throw-out bearings, and the next thing you know, you spend another $2,000. So racing ain't cheap, and if you race it, you break it. So be prepared. I warned you. Hey, thanks for watching. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, or if you want to see me throw a car together, go ahead, like, subscribe, leave a comment, turn your notifications on so you can see me next week.